Have you ever thought of starting your own business? Making your life your own? Now's the time. To get started. Welcome back to Starting a Business Simplified. I'm your host, Suzy Wraines. And in this episode, I'm going to continue on the series of healing through entrepreneurship. In this topic, I'm going to be talking about believing in myself. Yes, believing that I can do this. I have a podcast. I have clients. I have a website. I have everything that I need. Business Simplified, created it. It's here. It's happening. The journey is a healing journey to entrepreneurship. Before I dive into the episode, I just want to invite you and tell you, for those of you listening who haven't listened before, you are not alone. So I had a conversation with a client today, and one of the things that came up was feeling like there's doubt. Is this going to work? Am I going to be able to do this? Do I have what it takes? Is my business going to be successful? And all of those things are valid. We are human beings having a human experience, and that's what's happening. But I'm here to tell you is you're not alone feeling that way. I feel that way still. And I'm 2.5 years into my business. It's a real thing. Those human emotions happen. Thoughts happen. What happens, though, is we heal through all of the things that we do in our business. And part of what I do is I bring trauma energetics coaching to my clients to help them with trauma that might have affected them, childhood developmental trauma, things that have happened in their lifetime that's in their nervous system. So it's a physiological thing that's happening. It's physically in their body. And we work through what some of those limiting beliefs are tied to. Mine was speaking up. When I was a kid, I was told to not talk. Wasn't allowed to speak up. Stop crying, stop talking, don't make noise. You're a kid, be quiet. And I'm sure there's some of you out there that can relate to that. Some of it's generational, and that's what they were taught. And it was handed down. And so as a kid, I didn't talk until I was almost 5 years old. My sister would talk for me. I bring this up because you're not alone. I was on a call in a community that I'm in, beautiful community, Somagetics. I invite you to come if you haven't been there. You're not alone. Again, I'm saying it again. There are places you can go to be with other people that it's safe for you to be. So the reason I bring this up again is Somagetics has a free community you can join. I have podcast listeners, the Starting a Business Simplified podcast listener group. The link's in the show notes. Come join us there. It's a safe place. It's a Facebook group. Somagetics has their own community. They do a weekly call, and it's a support call. And I remember being on that call, and somebody brought up speaking up, and and they're like, I didn't talk when I was a kid. And I was like, oh, raise my hand. Me either. That's a thing. So some of you out there listening are like, me too. That's a thing. Guess what? You're not alone. I just want to make that clear. You are not alone on this journey. And come join whatever communities resonate with you. If you want to join the podcast listener community, I would love to have you over there. I talk about what's going on with me in my business. I share behind the scenes for the podcast. I have guests that come live in my group with me, and we talk, and we're just candid. Let's just have a conversation. Other business owners are in there. The entrepreneurs that are in there it's supportive. It's there for you to share who you are and what you're doing, connect, network, get to know other entrepreneurs. So I'm excited for you to join that if you want to join that. Somagetics, I teach the business course for Somagetics, Trauma Energetics Coaching Program for those that are certifying and going to get their completion in the Trauma Energetics Coaching platform. I actually teach the business side, how to get started. How do you start your practice? That's something I teach over there. So I would encourage you to join that free community. I'll put the link in the show notes. This free community actually has weekly calls that you can join that are live with other people, entrepreneurs, other people in the healing space. You're never alone. I just wanted to clarify that before I dive into the episode. And I know it's a lot, and I get on my soapbox, and I just have to share it because somebody out there who's listening or watching this podcast, you needed to hear that, and you need a place to go. So I'm inviting you to come to one of those places. It's a safe space. So let's go back to believing in myself. The first year, so I decided I'm going to start a business. Boom, I'm going to start it. I'm going to do it, and I'm making it happen. I had money that I knew I needed to invest. I'm like, number one, you will invest money when you start a business. There are ways you can do it for free, but it takes a lot of time. So you're either investing time or you're investing money or you're investing a little bit of both. The more money you have, the less time you have to spend. You still have to spend time, but you can hire people to do things quicker. So it saves you a little more time. I had a little bit of money. So I'm like, okay, I can invest this much money. I'm going to start. I'm going to pay. I basically paid for the things that I needed for a year. So the things that I subscribed to that helped support my business, they had options to buy them for a year. And I did. So I was like, that's my budget. I'm going to pay for them for a year. I have a year to launch this thing and get it going. And I wrote my workbook and I was ready to go and I was testing it. People were telling me they needed coaching. So I started coaching people in that first year. And my husband was working a full-time job. And he would come home from work and I would say to him, when do I quit? When is it time to just throw in the towel and say, I'm done? Like, this is not working. And he's like, you haven't done it long enough. He would say to me, I believe in you. I know that what you have to offer the world, and this makes me emotional thinking about it, you're helping people. You're going to be able to help people. You're going to help them know what to do to start a business so that they can leave whatever job it is that they're doing that they don't enjoy anymore, or just to advance in the world, just to move forward and grow and expand and learn. You're giving people guidance. You're helping them to achieve something that they may not believe that they can achieve. And he said, I believe that you're going to make it. I believe that your business is going to take off and you're going to be amazing. I didn't believe in myself. So for me, it was a matter of taking what he was saying, absorbing it and saying, okay, I need to believe. I believe. You have to, because we are divine beings having a human experience in this world. This is what I truly believe. We have access to anything and everything that we need. We already know everything we need to know. We just have to have inspired action, take the action and do the thing. That's what my business is all about. That's what I do for people is they think, I don't think I can do it. And I help them see that they can. And I remove the resistance. So earlier in the episode, I was talking to you about how removing resistance can help us move forward. So if you have a resistance point of, I don't believe I can do this. Okay, well, I'm going to show up as your business foundations coach, and I'm going to say, what is it that you're trying to sell? And you're going to tell me, I want to do X, Y, Z. And I'm going to say, okay, are there people that are willing to pay for that? Have you seen it in the marketplace? Somebody's paid for it. It's like bottled water. People will buy that. If they're willing to buy it, then you're good. You're in a good space. Okay. So they're willing to buy it. Are you willing to ask for money to sell it? Are you willing to say, hey, do you want to buy this? If you're willing, but you're scared, I can help you. If you're not willing, you're like, I don't want to ask people to pay me. I don't want to do that. That's okay too. You just have to hire somebody to do it, but you're going to have to hire somebody at the beginning. You're going to have money to invest. That's where we talk about the investment of money and time. So you have to be willing to ask people to work with you, willing to ask for the money. You have to want and desire to provide the service. It's not about making money. When we believe in ourselves so wholeheartedly that we know what we're doing is helping somebody, money isn't even a conversation. It doesn't even come up. It's a byproduct of us helping someone. We have to charge for our services in order to be in business, in order to pay the bills, in order to continue to help people. So even though we want to help people, we cannot give it away for free, because if we did that, we would be out of business and we wouldn't be able to help people. People come to me all the time and they're like, but I just want to help people. I want it to be cost effective for people to be able to do this thing, to be able to have this service. And that's beautiful. And I love that. You have to establish your business first. You have to pay your bills, do your expenses, take care of your business first, and then you can offer a program that helps people. So when you start out, you need to ask for money. You need to be able to say, hey, do you want to work with me? This is how much it costs. That cost has to be able to pay for the business and pay you. If you're leaving a job, then you need to make at least what your job was paying you, if that's what you're required to do. Some people, they're like, I can make less. It's fine. That's fine. But you need to have money to put a roof over your head, food on the table, and take care of your family. So you do have to have money for that. And that comes out of the people paying you. So when you are starting a business, you have to ask for money, and you have to ask for enough money to sustain your business. If you look at any brick and mortar billion-dollar company, even million-dollar companies, they have to cover their costs. They have to be able to cover their costs. Otherwise, they go out of business. And then when you go out of business, you're not helping anybody. So yes, having a big heart and saying, I want to give back. I want to not charge a whole bunch because I want to help people. That is good and valid. And you can do that, but you do it after you establish your business first. You ask for the money, you get paid, and then you can set up programs. I have a sliding scale now for people who can't afford my services. I'm going to do that. Or I'm going to give to a charity. I'm going to sponsor somebody to get this service somewhere else. But I'm going to go ahead and they're going to have an application process and we're going to sponsor them. Or I'm going to open up a nonprofit. I'm going to donate to a nonprofit. Your business could be a percentage of your profit goes to XYZ charity. So you're supporting people who don't have what they need. There's so many ways that you can spread the abundance out, but you have to take care of yourself first. And that comes with believing that you're worthy. You don't have to give it away for free. You are valuable. You are the expert, provided that you're providing a service that you know you're the expert in. You only have to be a couple of steps ahead of who it is that you're helping. You're the expert. So I had to believe in myself. My husband was true in what he was saying, and it was holding me up until I could say, me, Suzy, I believe I can do this. I am absolutely amazing at what I do, and I am going to help so many people. It's going to blow the doors off. Like, it is going to be amazing. My podcast is exploding. So many people are listening. I have so many people that are reaching out to me. It's so incredible. And I did that. Belief in myself. I now can say that 2.5 years later. The first year, not so much. It was tough. I felt I was on it alone. I was doing all the work myself. My husband was working full time. This year, February of this year, he quit his job. And he now does the podcast editing and marketing and all the things for the podcast. He's doing all kinds of stuff on the backside, helping me with a lot of things that I don't have to do anymore. He quit his job because now we have a sustainable business. And I know I'm in that. I believe. Yes, we are here. We've arrived. I hired a web designer to do all of the work on my website, so I didn't have to do it. I hired a sales coach to help me with my sales because I know as a coach, we always need coaches. That first year was hard. I'm just going to say it straight out like it was. That first year was hard. I didn't know if I was going to make it. My belief was that low. And I had my husband who was holding me up and saying, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're doing it. You're doing it. You're doing it. You've got this. You haven't been at it long enough. The reason I tell this story is because that is how I coach people. One-on-one coaching for a year. If you're shifting, we're together for a year. If you're starting from scratch, brand new business, we're in it together for a year. And I'm there for you every step of the way. When you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you because I lived it. I'm with you twice a month. There's accountability calls, group calls once a week. You are in it with me. I'm with you. I'm holding you up until you can stand up and go, I believe. I'm here. I've arrived. I know what I'm doing. It's happening and it's sustainable. And I've got clients coming in and I'm hiring people and I'm doing it. That's why I shifted and created the Business Success Accelerator Mentorship Program. It's one-on-one with me for a year. I offer that to my clients. It's what I offer. It's how you work with me. It's the only way to work with me right now, unless you go through Somagetics. If you are going through the coaching certification program, I do have teaching over there, starting your practice, and that's a different program. But I say that because I realized how difficult it was for me. I needed somebody in my corner every step of the way. And there's milestones along the way that you want to hit, and you're going to be setting goals every 90 days and really doing what you need to do to be successful. My goal in life for my clients all the time is their success. The results that they get are more important to me than anything in this world. That's why they're with me for a year, because you cannot start a business by yourself in a few months. You need mentors, you need coaches, you need people around you, you need support, you need somebody to bounce ideas off of. You need it all. And so I'm offering that with my coaching. If you're interested and want to learn more, please schedule a call with me. You can click on the link in the show notes and schedule a call with me to find out more about this program. But I just want to say to you that I believe in myself now, did not believe in myself the first year. I will continue to grow that and become more and more elevated and expanded and stronger in my conviction of that. But when you start, if you're shifting and you're starting, you're in that iffy place. You're just like, I don't even know if this is going to work. What am I doing? Am I crazy? No, you're not crazy. No, you're not alone. Everybody has those feelings. I did an episode, there's a podcast episode I did. I can't remember which one it's in, but I talked about sales and how billion-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies worry about making sales. They worry about, are we making enough money to pay for this business? And they have millions of dollars, millions and billions of dollars. Because when you have more money, you have more expenses because you have staff and you have salaries and you have insurance and you have all kinds of, you have a lot. You might have buildings and property, and it just gets bigger and bigger. And so that isn't something that just goes away. We're always going to have that innate, okay, we have to pay attention to money coming in, money going out. That is business, in and out flow. We're in the energy flow of money coming in, money going out. That's just the way it goes. And being okay with that, knowing that the service you provide is what it is that you're helping people with. And the money in and out is just part of doing business, just what it is. Not emotional, not getting attached to it emotionally. It's just what it is. I was coaching one of my clients today, and that's one of the things that she struggles with is when she's talking to people about money and pricing and things like that, and she gets hung up sometimes. And I just keep telling her, go back to your policies. What is it that this is what I charge. And she has reasons why. She does a lot of work on the back end. And there's a lot of reasons why her pricing is the way that it is. And when she tells people what she's doing, they're like, take my credit card, it's fine. Because she's that valuable in what she's doing. And I help people realize that. I needed to realize that. I hired people to work with, coaches to work with me, to bring me to that level. The same goes for anybody else. You're going to need help. And I'm here to say, I'm here to help you. And if I'm not the person that you need to get help from, there's other people out there that can help you as well. So reach out anytime. The takeaway from this episode, the one takeaway I would like you to take away is, I want you to think about, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe in yourself that you can have a successful business, sustainably successful business? 1 is not at all. This is impossible. It's never going to work. 10 is, I got it covered, I'm good. Rate yourself. Where do you fall on that scale? And in the podcast platform or YouTube, wherever it is that you're watching this or hearing this, I would love to hear what your numbers are. What's some of the numbers that came up for you, and where are you on that scale? And what do you need to do to move closer to 10? What are some things that you can put in place to show yourself that you are able to do this? This is real. Anybody can do this. Anybody. We all have access to it. You can do this. I can do it. Everybody can do this. There's no reason any of us should not believe that we can do this. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe that it's possible for you to be successful and with a successful, sustainable business? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for supporting the podcast and being out there and doing what it is that you do. Small business owners rule the world. We are the ones that do everything. We are face to face with our customers, our clients, taking care of them. I truly believe we need more of them in the world. Please reach out if you would like to get started. I would love to talk to you and chat about it. As always, keep it simple.